10,000 pounds, that's what the sign screamed. It was enough to make anyone dream big. Imagine all the sweets you could buy, or maybe a lifetime supply of video games. The challenge? Simple, sort of. Stay in a box the longest. People milled around the giant cardboard cube. Some were nervous, others excited. One kid did a little dance, his mom laughing beside him. This was no ordinary day in the park. This was a competition. There was Agnes, the retired librarian, who brought a year's worth of crossword puzzles. She was known for her sharp mind and her ability to solve even the most challenging puzzles in record time. Agnes believed that her mental agility would give her an edge in this quirky competition. Next to her sat Bruno, a burly biker with a surprising love for knitting. His tough exterior hid a gentle soul who found peace in the rhythmic motion of the needles. Bruno was confident that his calm demeanor and patience would help him stay composed throughout the contest. And let's not forget Penelope, a teenager obsessed with her phone, convinced she could outlast anyone. She was always connected, always online, and believed that her constant engagement with social media would keep her entertained and distracted from the stress of the competition. Each contestant had their own strategy. They spent hours planning and preparing, each convinced that their unique approach would be the winning formula. The room buzzed with anticipation and the sound of whispered plans. Agnes was all about quiet focus. She would sit in a corner, her eyes scanning the crossword puzzles with laser-like precision, blocking out all distractions around her. Bruno planned to meditate his way to victory. He believed that inner peace and mindfulness would help him endure the long hours ahead. His meditation sessions were a sight to behold, a stark contrast to his rugged appearance. Penelope relied on social media for distraction. She was constantly scrolling, liking, and commenting, convinced that staying connected would keep her mind off the pressure. Who would crack under pressure? Only time would tell. The tension in the room was palpable, and as the hours ticked by, the true test of endurance began. Each contestant's strategy would be pushed to its limits. The first challenge arrived, the aroma of freshly baked pizza. It was a scent so powerful it could make anyone's mouth water instantly. It wafted through the air, a delicious torture. Agnes's stomach rumbled loudly, a clear sign of her growing hunger. Bruno's meditation went out the window. He had been trying to focus on his breathing, but the pizza's aroma was too distracting. Even Penelope looked up from her phone, her nose twitching as she sniffed the air. She couldn't help but be drawn to the irresistible smell. A giggling judge offered slices through a hole in the box. It was a playful yet cruel gesture, testing their willpower. "Just one bite," he tempted, his voice dripping with mischief. The slice looked so inviting it was hard to resist. Agnes almost caved. She hadn't smelled pizza this good in years. The temptation was almost unbearable. But she held strong, her eyes glued to her crossword puzzle. She knew she had to stay focused to resist the temptation. The pizza was a clever trap. It was designed to test their resolve and see who would give in first. The group exchanged glances, each wondering who would be the first to break. The challenge had only just begun and the pizza was already proving to be a formidable opponent. Section 4, Tickling the Funny Bone. Next, the judges unleashed their secret weapon, tickling feathers. They poked the feathers through the box, aiming for the most ticklish spots. Agnes shrieked with laughter, clutching her sides. Bruno's gruff exterior crumbled, replaced by uncontrollable giggles. Penelope, lost in her online world, remained oblivious. She scrolled through memes, completely missing the feather frenzy. This gave Agnes and Bruno time to recover. They glared at Penelope. Her lack of reaction was almost unfair. Section 5, the Trivia of Terror. The final challenge? Trivia. But these weren't your average questions. What is the capital of Liechtenstein? Easy. How many feathers are in a peacock's tail? Trickier. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Now that just seemed unfair. One by one, contestants faltered. They scratched their heads, mumbled answers, and eventually surrendered to the mind-boggling questions. The judges chuckled. These questions were designed to be impossible. Section 6, and the winner is everyone. Finally, only Penelope remained. She hadn't answered a single question, too busy texting. The competition had been fierce, with everyone giving their best. But Penelope, lost in her own world, seemed oblivious to the tension around her. The judges declared her the winner by default. The crowd was stunned. How could someone who hadn't participated win? But rules were rules, and Penelope was the last one standing. Penelope looked up, confused. "Wait, what did I win?" she asked, her eyes wide with surprise. She had no idea what was happening, but before the answer came, a judge made a shocking announcement. The room fell silent, everyone holding their breath. Due to an unexpected surplus of prizes, he declared, everyone gets £10,000. The crowd erupted into cheers, the room filled with joy and disbelief. Cheers erupted. Agnes nearly fainted. Bruno danced a jig. The atmosphere was electric, with everyone celebrating their unexpected windfall. Even Penelope cracked a smile, putting down her phone for the first time all day. She joined the celebration, realizing that sometimes being present in the moment brings the greatest rewards. Everyone was a winner. So how long could you last in the box? Think you could handle the pizza, the feathers, and the impossible trivia? Maybe next time you'll have a chance to win.